Okay, so again, I do understand how difficult this is. So what I'm going to do is I just want everybody to look up. Right, I'm just going to graph y equals x squared. All right, and then if you pay attention, all right, the rest of it will be kind of easy. So when you graph y equals x squared, what's 0 squared?
0.
What's 1 squared?
1.
What's -1 squared? What's 2 squared?
4.
What's -2 squared?
4.
And so on. 3 is what? -3 is 9. So here is what it's referred to as a parent function. That's what our parent function looks like. All right, so the reason why I say these are never a problem is because if you forget how to do things, you can just do what with numbers? Just plug numbers in and you'll get how to do it. All right, but of course I don't want you doing that. All right, if you're one space away from the vertex, that means you're going up 1 squared. If you're 2 spaces, you're going up 4, and then 3, you're going up what? 9. Why is that? Because 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared. So everybody with me on that? All right, so that's called the parent function. They will be referring to that next year for you. Graph the parent function. That is the graph of the parent function, which basically means it's the most basic form of y equals x squared. Now, again, for the first couple, we're going to have negative x squared plus 4. Does anybody remember what the plus 4 does? That's right. Thank you. That's going to shift it up 4 units. And does anybody remember what the negative does? It what? Yes, very good. Thank you. It reflects over the x-axis. It reflects over the x-axis. All right, now just a quick little review here. Does everybody remember this right here where it splits the graph in half? Does everybody remember what that's called? It's definitely not the vertex. We say it is the what? Axis of symmetry. All right, so it's the axis of symmetry. The vertex, remember we said, was the lowest point on the curve or the highest point. So this right here is considered the vertex. That's considered my vertex. And this line right here is considered the axis of symmetry. All right, now recall this format: y equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. My pen is really acting up. Sorry, guys. X minus h squared plus k. So remember what h and k was called? H comma k is called the vertex. Right. Now, inside the parentheses, this guy is your horizontal shift. And the k is your what? Vertical shift. Now, again, I used to tell kids all the time, you have your calculator to check your work. Everyone should get all these right because you just type it on your calculator, look at your calculator, and that verifies if you understand the transformations. Does everybody agree with that? All right. So based off of my information here, can you tell me what the vertex should be here? 0, comma what? Very good. Whoever said 0, comma 4. Remember, the axis symmetry was always the x coordinate of the vertex. So the axis symmetry is x equals 0. Is there a horizontal shift? That's what HS stands for, horizontal shift. Is there a horizontal shift? No, so there's none. Is there a vertical shift? You say what? Up 4. And then is there a stretch? There's no stretch because A is 1, or in this case, -1. All right, is everybody good with that? I'm going to talk more about stretch in a minute. All right, we'll review that on the next piece, I think. So now I'm going to erase this garbage. So what do we say the vertex was, guys? 0, 4, correct? And then the -1 in front, all right, reflects it over the x-axis. So instead of going to the right 1 and up 1, we're going to the right 1 and what? Down 1. Then we can reflect it over the axis symmetry. If we go to the right 2, we're going to go what?
4. Down 4.
Down 4. So we go to the right 2, 1, 2, 3, down 4. Left 2, down 4. If I wanted to, I could go to the right 3 and I would go down what? 9. Why am I going down 9? Because 3 squared is 9. Because 3 squared is 9. Why did I go down 4? Because 2 squared is what? Why did I go down 1? Because 1 squared is 1. All right. So come on now. Now's the time to ask questions so you can ace your test on Friday. All right. And then, of course, I want everybody to draw in. Now, remember, last year I told you to draw the axis symmetry when it's kind of hard to see because on an axis, you should draw it like at a slanted line so you can tell you made the axis symmetry. Is everybody with me on that? All right. Anybody have any questions? All right. Now I think it's important to do number 2 now. All right. Let's see who's paying attention. Can somebody tell me what the vertex is? 0, -5. Anybody have any issues? Axis symmetry. Thank you. X equals 0. Fix this for a second. Okay. Axis symmetry is, say that again. X equals 0. Now, if you don't know it's X equals 0, I need you to put a note to yourself. The axis symmetry always goes through the vertex. And it's always whatever the x-axis is. Next year in Algebra 2, you'll learn that you can do parabolas left and right. All right, but this year we only go up and down. All right. So horizontally, did you move horizontally? None. What about vertically? You went down 5. And this time there's a stretch by a factor of what? Right. There's a vertical stretch by 2. All right. So what does that mean? What's our vertex again? So everybody's going to plot the point 0, -5. Now, normally we'd go over 1 and what? Up 1. But now we're going over 1 and up how many? 2. Thank you for remembering that. All right, now the hard one. If I go over 2, I'm going to go up what? 8. Thank you. Why is it 8? Because normally we'd be going 2 squared is 4, right? But that factor means multiply that distance by 2. So you're going over 2 and up how many? 8. And then you use your axis symmetry to write the other one. All right, now, do you agree that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could go over 3 and up how many? 18. All right, but we don't want to do that. All right, now remember what I'm trying to tell you. It would be helpful if you ask me a question now. Anybody? Hopefully it's coming back to you. All right, here we go. Yes. All right, somebody tell me what the vertex is. -2, 6. Who said that? Good job. Axe symmetry, someone,
No, X equals -2.
X equals -2, horizontal shift,
Opposite. Right. No, left two.
left 2, vertical. And then our stretch is technically what? Stretch is -2. -2 tells you, just reminds you it's going down. All right, so now everybody plot the point -2, 6. That's not a problem, right? Now you go over 1 and left 1, down 2. Now if you go right 2, I'm going to go down what? Down 8. And then you can sketch your graph. And then if you want, you can draw your axe symmetry in there. That's not too bad, right? Anybody have any questions right now? Okay, so now we have a different form. All right, we have a different form. All right, this is called standard form. And this is called the vertex form. Again, you know why it's called the vertex, because why it's called vertex form, because it gives you the what? The vertex. This does not give you the vertex. All right, so last year, does anybody remember how we graphed this? How do I calculate the vertex if I don't know the vertex? X equals what? To find the axe symmetry, X was equal to -b over 2a. And let's see if anybody remembers what -b over 2a is. What's the answer? X equals what, Aiden?
24 over 2, so it would be 2.
You're almost right. 4 over what? -2, right? Because -4 is 4. 2 times a is 2 times -1. So your answer is -2. So the axis symmetry is X equals -2. So let's just draw our axis symmetry. X equals -2. You can draw dotted lines if you want. So how do you think I find the vertex? What am I supposed to do?
About 3 over 2.
No, because we don't know where it's located. Yeah, you plug in -2. All right, so I need to find f of -2. That just means I plug it in. So it's negative parentheses -2 squared minus 4 times -2 plus 3. So f of -2, we can do this mental math. 4, -4 plus 8. 4 plus 3 is 7. Did anybody else get -2, 7? Now remember, the vertex is always on the axis symmetry. So I'm going -2 and then I go up to 7. So everybody agree with that? -2, 7, plot a point. Do you remember what the y-intercept was? It was 0c. The y-intercept is 0c. So in this case, the y-intercept is, thank you. Everybody graph 0, 3. How far away am I from the axis symmetry? I'm 2 units away, right? That means I have to go 2 units on the other side. Everybody good with that? And so now we do this. And there's our parabola. Notice if I went to the right one and down one, I'd be okay. Right one and left one. All right. Anybody have any issues with that? Okay, just for practice, let's knock out number 5 now. Come on, guys, you guys know this. X equals, come on, do the mental math in your head. What is it? I'll write it down. Negative b over 2a. Do your mental math here. You don't need a calculator. What? I didn't hear you. Somebody said -3. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Because it'd be -12 divided by 4. Come on, we can do that. Everybody's good with -3? Now I plug -3 in. So let's just say y equals, if I plug -3 in, I get 9. 9 times 2 is what? 18 minus 36 plus 15. So that also looks to me like -3. Everybody agree with that? So my vertex is -3, comma -3. Uh-oh, this is bad. The y-intercept is 0, comma what? 15. So let's draw the x symmetry as x equals -3. Then I graph the point -3, -3. Now I'm supposed to do 0, 15. Can I really do 0, 15? No. So I'm going to just use the stretch. The a value is what? 2. So from the vertex, I can go over 1 and what? Up how many? 2. Over 1 and up 2. And let's just say I want to be a little bit more accurate. I could go to the right 2, then I would go up what? 8. Good job, guys. Now, once again, it would be helpful if you said, I have no idea what you're doing and how you're coming up with these numbers. What?
I'm a little confused on how you got -3 for the AOS.
What's negative b divided by 2a?
That's what I'm trying to ask.
Well, what is b?
I don't know.
Well, how did you do the last one? What was b in the last one? Remember, standard form is this. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the standard form,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
So what's b in number 5?
well,
So -12 divided by 2 times a. What's a?
2,
So what's 2 times 2?
4,
So 12 divided by 4.
12 divided by 3.
Yeah, that's why it's -3.
Okay.
Then you plug -3 into the equation, get the vertex. Everybody okay with that? All right, so number 6, this one is in, uh-oh. Hold up, what?
How do you get the y-intercept? Is it just,
C. Come on, guys, that's what I'm saying. 0c is the y-intercept.
oh,
You with me?
Mhm.
So in this case, the c value is what? That's how I got 0, 15. It was hard to use because I couldn't fit it on the graph, so I just chose to use the scale or the stretch. All right, so help me out with number 6. This is in vertex form. So somebody tell me the vertex. 7, comma, -4, ax symmetry. What? Tell me. X equals 7. Horizontally, what?
Right.
You went right 7, and then what? Down 4 stretches 2. Well, I feel pretty good about this. So we go 7, -4. We can draw in the axisymmetry just because. What's my stretch? So from this, I go to the right one and left one and right two. Right two and up how many? 8, right? Everybody good with that? And then with there you have it. Everybody's good? Blush, blush. Yeah, I really wanted to make sure you know how to graph, guys. So there's 20 graphs. Okay, I'll do another one with you. I'll do another one of each. All right, so let's look at 7. Somebody calculate the axisymmetry. What? Anybody else agree? 1. Anybody else agree that it's 1? All right, now I'm just gonna wait for the vertex. 1 something. Anybody else say -6? Vertex. I'm sorry, the y-intercept. Well, I just don't think that's that hard, guys. So graph the axisymmetry x equals 1. Then draw the vertex. Then the y-intercept. How far away from the axisymmetry am I? 1 unit, right? So that means what? I move 1 unit over to find the other point. So I agree with that. And now we can see the shape of the curve. Do we have any questions with that?
No, sir.
All right, let's knock out another one. Not that one. Let's do this one. Number 9, what's the vertex? Come on, what's the vertex? -7, 9. Axisymmetry. X equals -7. Horizontal shift. Left 7. Vertical. Stretch. Hey guys. X equals -7. Plot the vertex, which is -7, 9. So now from there, I could go what? Right 1 and what? Right 1 and down 4. Is everybody agreeing with me? So went to the right 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I just count 1 over, 1 over. everybody agree? If I wanted to, I could go to the right 2 and down 16, right? I don't care about that. All right, so now you just draw it. Anybody have any issues with this?
That's it.
I don't think that's that bad. A good review for us. All right, so now your job is to try to finish all 20. All right, you can stop there. And then tomorrow we'll be redoing how to solve quadratics. All right, then I encourage everyone to obviously check your answers where? On your calculator, if you're not 100% comfortable with that. All right.